Well, sorry about that. I had a phone call come in and I had to cut the video short. So I left it at, I cut it off at, I drove down to my attorney's office down in Homewood, and I wasn't right. I knew something was wrong by the time I got there. So when I left there, I thought I'd be there a little longer. I thought I'd be there a lot longer. I was only there about 15, maybe 20 minutes. So I called my buddy Angelo and met him for lunch, and because he didn't live that far away from there, just maybe 10 minutes. Um, we sat at the restaurant for an hour and a half, 2 hours. I thought I was good. Started heading back home because I still had like 5.5 hours till Letty got off work, and yeah, no, that didn't work. I made it part way home, maybe halfway, and just headed straight over towards her work because I was done. I was driving like I was drunk. I was feeling like I had been drinking heavily. And I just knew it wasn't safe for me to drive, so I didn't drive any farther than her work, and I parked it and sat there till she got off work. And that pretty much ended my driving, voluntarily on my part. Now, I'll still drive around the area, but I won't drive any great distance by myself ever again. Because it's just not worth the risk. As much as I like driving, as much as I like riding motorcycles, I like breathing just a little bit more. Maybe not much, but just a little. So, that leads me to how I ended up on the website is my brother, who, by the way, has never in his life considered marketing, multi-level marketing, sales, internet marketing, nothing. To him, they were all scams, meant to get your money. They were all out to screw you. Don't do it. Get a job. Save your money. And ironically, for the most part, he's right. There are a shit ton of scams out there on the internet. First rule, if they promise you any amount of money in any amount of time, it's a scam. They can't do it. Because you get out of anything what you put into it. So, and even then it may not work out, because I've had a couple that I've dove into full force and they just didn't work for whatever reason. And the funny part is the people that got me into them, into the one that I'm thinking of, that were really making good money, and I knew it because I saw their reports. They're all broke. Almost all of them are as broke, if not broker, than I am at the moment. So it's really, you have to be careful. But that was a long time ago. He comes over and he goes, I got this idea. He found a website. I'm not going to tell you who it is or what they do, but let's just say he comes over because we're supposed to have a phone conference with this gentleman about the product. Problem is, I kept asking this guy direct questions like, what do you do? What do you sell? What do you market? And how do you do it? He wouldn't answer. He just kept putting me off till the next phone call. And when we hung up about 30 minutes later, I'm like, nope, scam, done. Quick search on the web, and yeah, all I could ever find on this group was how much of a scam it all was. Couldn't find anybody who had anything good to say about them. So, luckily my brother hadn't put that much money into it, so we got away from it. And I spent the next 24 hours searching diligently for something that would work, because my brother is trying to help me out. He's trying to be a big brother, and well, frankly, I need the help, so I'm going to take it. And I come across this company, and they don't make promises. They don't really hype you into anything. At least a lot less hype than I've ever had thrown at me from places, from groups. But all they promise is to teach you how to do affiliate marketing. And the more I dug into it, the more I looked at it, they're well rated, well respected. Can't find really anybody putting them down. Can't find any complaints. Can't find anybody who says, stay away, they're a ripoff. Because what they do is they teach you and show you how to do affiliate marketing. But again, they don't promise how much you're going to make. They don't say you're going to make this much in this amount of time. They tell you during the training, once you get into it, yes, it is possible to make X amount, but you're not going to make that without a lot of hard work, and you're not going to make it anytime soon, because you have to put the work in. And if you're not willing to put the work in, you're not going to make the money. It's just like anything. Everybody wants something easy, something for nothing. It doesn't exist. If you want that, go play the lottery. You might get lucky, but you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning. So grab your copper rod and go stand out in the yard. Please don't. I'm just kidding. Somebody out there might actually do it. I really hope they don't. The thing is that when I realized that I wasn't dying and I had to do something, I had to find some reason to be useful again. By the time that occurred, we were in pretty bad shape financially. But we're okay. We're surviving, we're getting by, we're not rich, but we're not broke, and my wife and I aren't homeless. So I started meditating, because I do remember from years ago when I was taking martial arts and stuff, meditation did help. And it does. The more I meditate, the better things seem to get, mentally, physically, emotionally. My biggest problem right now is the fact that the fibromyalgia is just constant. Yes, there's good days, yes, there's bad days, but it's constant pain. And most of the time I feel like I'm walking on shards of glass. And occasionally it feels like those shards are melting. Mayo did a genetic drug screen to see how I respond to certain classes of drugs genetically, and found out, and they're all kind of surprised by it, that I am completely immune to every sector of pain meds. They don't work. I do not respond to them genetically. I respond to some tranquilizers and some hallucinogenics, but not very many. Not that I want to go there, because, well, I don't like drugs. I really don't. Especially after them damn near killing me with them. So there's nothing I can take. I mean, I've always known taking an aspirin was kind of like me drinking water. It wasn't going to do anything. I just never realized that it was because, well, my body just doesn't know what to do with it. Just says, okay, pass it out. Doesn't belong here. Next. So I live with a lot of pain every day. And I am not going to try to compare my pain to anybody else's. I'm not going to say I hurt more than anyone else, because pain is relative. It boils down to your perception of pain. What hurts for me and makes me miserable may not faze you. And if it doesn't, God bless you. I envy you. But most days I realize, and my doctors at Mayo are telling me, that most days my pain level is so high that it would basically incapacitate most people to the point that they would be curled up in tears or just flat out passed out from the pain. I lived with it for so long, I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever. By the end of the day, I'm like, yeah, well, let's try to go to sleep. And I do mean try, because sometimes I just can't sleep because I hurt that much. The alternatives right now, we're looking for them. We're trying different things to see if we can find something that helps, or at least helps me so I can sleep. But it's kind of hard when I only go up there every 3 months right now, and so I have 3-month break in between trial, and shit, do the best I can, try to keep a smile on. I have gone back to watching a lot of motivational videos, reading motivational books, listening to motivational books. Pick your flavor. I found a new one that's been around a while, but I'd never heard of him before, Dr. Joe Dispenza. And he apparently has a huge following and has a program of meditation that supposedly has helped heal people through his meditation programs. And, well, whether it works or not remains to be seen for me. I'd like to see some scientific proof, but a lot of the stuff he says makes a lot of sense, and it's stuff that I learned from Chinese culture, Chinese medicine, that's thousands of years old. So I know some of the stuff works. But that's how I got here. I decided I'm not going to live like I've lived for the last many, many years. Decided I didn't want to be broke anymore. I want to help people. That is my driving passion, is to be able to help others who are having a really hard time, which is why I chose homeless vets, because you really can't find anyone that's doing large-scale help with homeless vets. You get a little one of, two of. I'm talking 100, 200 at a time type deal. So, if you want to help do this, great. Like I told one of my business partners today, there's 2 ways I'm going to do this. If we have to do it and fund it all on our own, I'm going to start with affiliate marketing, internet marketing, and I'm going to put in as many hours a week as I have to grow that part of the business, to raise enough money to start putting things in place to get the foundation established. My first target step is about $20,000 for the foundation, but there's a few things I have to do in between. Like I have to incorporate the marketing business to protect personal assets from anything and make sure everybody's got their piece of the pie. There's people that are involved that are doing work that I need to make sure are taken care of, because that's the right thing to do. I've never been one to screw people over deliberately. It's happened a couple of times accidentally, and I didn't mean to, and if I can find a way to make it up to them, I will. But the next step would be to stabilize everyone involved, make sure their financial situation is stable, and grow the business, because, well, you can't grow a business without money, and none of us involved can keep throwing money at this indefinitely without a return. So I have to take care of that. Then I have to raise the money, my target of 20 grand, to get the foundation established and registered and set up, at which point all of the donations made through this site will be tax deductible, because this site will become the anchor of the foundation. While the foundation will have its own site, this will be the starting point, and I will trace every penny back to this foundation that was raised through it, and make sure that everybody gets a tax receipt. If that's possible, I will make sure they get it. I don't care if it was a penny that was donated. I will make sure people get what they deserve, get what they need. Because I'm going to help people. I'm all about doing it the right way, doing it the honest way. And I will help as many people along the way as I can. And if somebody wants to know how to make money doing internet marketing, is it possible to replace your 9-to-5 job with it? Yes, it is. If you put the work in. It's not going to happen overnight. Biggest expenses that you're going to have are setting up. And then after that, it's just maintaining your advertising. The rest of it's free labor, your labor. Just going out, finding the things to market and things to sell. And then you got to write the advertisements, and you got to make the ads, and then you got to publish the ads and pay for them. And then you're good to go. So I'm going to leave it with that. I'm going to leave y'all here. I'm sorry this one ended up being really long, because between the first one and this one, it's going to be about 50 minutes long. I'm sorry. I know most people have a short attention span, Chris. But I'll try to keep the others to like 15 minutes, no more than 30, I promise. Have a good one. God bless you, and catch you later.